What up, y'all? Tina here, man. I know it's been a little minute since I put out a Marvel video. I've been a little under the weather this week, been a little sick. But yo, in this video, we're gonna talk about the rumors of a Wanda variant in Doomsday. Tyriq Withers wants to be Cyclops. Is Kang making a return into the MCU? And we do have a casting for Tombstone in the new Spider-Man movie. Let's get into it.
I talk movies and Marvel, TV shows, rumors, money, and drama. Game of Thrones, universe, and rice too. Vampires, horror, I got you. Subscribe to my page, come roll with me. If you like movies, follow, she dreads me. Movies, follow, she dreads me. I like, she dreads me.
All right, first, let's talk about some Marvel TV shows. So the Scooper, the Beyond reporter, is saying Luke Cage is coming back in the MCU. Well, Luke Cage is actually making his entrance into the MCU. That's a good thing. Fans have been calling to bring him back ever since Daredevil came into this Marvel universe. So the rumors are saying he'll be showing up in season 2 of Daredevil on Disney+. The Marvel Zombies TV show just dropped, and I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I like supernatural things, zombies, witches, vampires, so I like the show. It did have some pacing issues at first, but overall, I thought it was a pretty good animation project. We've also learned that the director from Marvel Zombies is also helping out with some of the action scenes in Doomsday, which is dope because the action in Marvel Zombies is pretty solid. But of course, you can do more in animation than live action. But yeah, I definitely like to see him get involved in some of the potential action scenes for sure. All right, so rumors started going around last week that in Avengers Doomsday, there will be a Wanda variant with Magneto. All right, so this is coming from Alex at the Cosmic Circus. He's a scooper, and he said he's heard that Magneto will be ruling Genosha, and he will have his children by his side. Wanda, Quicksilver, and Polaris. Now, my question is this variant, is it going to be Elizabeth Olsen, or is this variant going to be played by somebody else? Because I don't know if Elizabeth Olsen has signed on to this project yet. My personal feelings is I think she wants more money. She also wants to feel more valuable. That's just going off of some of her past interviews that she's done, some of the things she's kind of insinuated and stated. And I don't blame her for wanting more money, or I don't blame her for wanting to be considered more valuable, because if we're keeping it a buck between WandaVision, Multiverse of Madness, Agatha, Marvel Zombies, and now Vision Quest, her character has created a pocket of content that thrives off of the lore of Wanda. So hopefully they can get Elizabeth Olsen back in for this role. This whole Magneto and his kids variant situation is one of those things where it's fan service. This is for the comics heads. If they do decide to go this, I don't think the general audience is gonna know what the hell going on. They ain't gonna feel it how we feel it, because they're gonna be like, man, how the heck is Magneto Wanda's daddy? They're gonna be lost. But for the fans are gonna love it. Deadpool and Wolverine was full of fan service, so I'm sure as a business, Kevin Feige is probably saying, give these people all the fan service they want, but also make the story good. Now, back to Doomsday. We already suspect there's going to be some type of altercation between the X-Men and the Avengers and Dr. Doom. This X-Men clash seems like it's going to be big, because the actor playing Nightcrawler said he's filmed scenes fighting Reed Richards. Channing Tatum says his Gambit was in a big fight with Dr. Doom. We've seen photos of Shang-Chi on the set at the X-Mansion. We've seen bodies of Sentinels laying on the ground. So this is going to be crazy. I think this is going to be insane. I think whatever this X-Men scene is, it's going to be a huge plot in the movie, because with a movie this big, in order to keep things under wraps, they're only going to be able to film in a couple of places. They don't have the capacity to kind of move around a lot. If you recall, a lot of Deadpool and Wolverine really took place in only 2 places, the Void and the TVA. That's it. This movie is probably going to have something very similar, only a couple different set pieces. We're probably going to hit the Fantastic Four universe, that's confirmed, the TVA, the X-Men universe, and then maybe Wakanda or New York. So the bulk of this story has to be filmed in limited spaces and also on green screen. So I think we're going to spend a good amount of time in this X-Men universe. Daniel RPK is also reporting that the X-Men universe, their planet, is on a path to destroy all the other universes. I don't know what that means. I'll just let that sit there and y'all do what y'all want with it, because this whole idea on how incursions are trying to work in this movie, I don't understand it. I don't know what they're doing. So maybe we'll start to hear more as we get closer to the release of the movie. We know that Monica is potentially in the universe with the X-Men, and that could be what's causing incursions. We also know that dreamwalking causes incursions. That comes from the Multiverse of Madness. So we have to wait and see exactly how Marvel is going to spell all of this out and make it plain and clear to the general audience. To tell them what the heck is going on, they got to explain what this movie is about, what Dr. Doom wants, and what's up with these incursions. So they got some heavy lifting to do, all right? Now, let's talk a little bit more about the new X-Men. We're talking about the old ones, let's talk about the new ones. So we all know Marvel is getting ready to bring the X-Men back after Secret Wars. We're 100% getting a reboot on the X-Men, and Kevin Feige has confirmed he wants the X-Men to be young. Now, we don't know if that means everybody is going to be young, or does it mean that some of the mutants are going to be young, but the core, like Jean, Cyclops, Storm, Professor X, maybe they're going to be adults. We don't know what the mix is going to be at the moment. What we do know is people want to get into this movie. Yeah, people want to get in. Cynthia Erivo has already came out and said she wants to be Storm, and this leads up to the next person who's publicly requested a role in the film, and that's Tyriq Withers. So Tyriq is an up-and-coming actor. He's been in like maybe 3 or 4 roles. Most recently, the film Him with Marlon Wayans, and also I Know What You Did Last Summer. He's been going around telling people he wants to be Cyclops. Now, me personally, I don't care about race swapping. Do I think they will race swap Cyclops? Probably not. But I am all for actors speaking up, saying what they want.
There's a little bit of chatter online that I've seen in terms of fan casting you as Cyclops. Have you seen any of this?
I've seen a little something like that. You know, I look, they know my agent's number and email.
Yeah.
I would love nothing more to like spark that conversation, and that would heal a little kid in me because that was X-Men was one of the top Roman Empire movies as a kid.
Absolutely. I think you could do it.
In my brain, could he play a young Scott Summers? Yeah, I think he can do it. In this type of climate, would Disney do it? Probably not. But I do like that he's being proactive and saying, listen, I want to be an X-Men. Y'all call me. That's how you get out there. Start speaking it into existence. If you want to be in the MCU or the DCU, talk about it. Tell people. And not to mention, he said, Marvel already got my people information. Call me. But even if he doesn't like get the role for Cyclops, man, I think he, potentially may have a future in the MCU. He keeps working at his craft. You know what I'm saying? Got to get it together. But listen. He built like a superhero, all right? The kid's like 6'5", former football player. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I've been saying for the longest, I think Gambit should be Creole. He could be a little young Gambit if we want to. But how do y'all feel about all of this X-Men news and Wanda and Magneto? Leave your comments below. Next up, let's talk about Kang the Conqueror. Shout out to CJ the journalist on Twitter and YouTube. Follow her on YouTube. She covers legal cases. She keeps me in the loop on certain things. So she tagged me and said, girl, have you seen this Jonathan Majors news? So I did some digging, and Jonathan Majors was recently on the red carpet, and he was asked, hey, do you think Kang or you could ever show up? And he answered this question in a very coy manner, but his wife, her body language was telling a very different story. Let's take a look at it.
Last week, there were some rumors that you were making a big Marvel return. Can you say anything about that? You cannot say, but there potentially might be a Kang. Well, for you, a future Kang project in the works.
He was not that type of, my man, I'm not his type.
A lot of opportunities for you to come back. A lot of people would be excited to see it, so.
Still,
Now, Miss Megan Major's good, okay? Your whole ability to act flew completely out the window, okay? Her body language is showing all up in her face. It reads like she knows something. Now, me, I've always been in the mind frame of, I don't think Kevin Feige wants to be fooled up with Jonathan Majors. But RDJ and the Russos have a lot of influence to really push this issue. I've always said, if Jonathan Majors comes back, it would have to be RDJ to make that call. RDJ would have to get into Kevin Feige's office and say, listen, we got to bring this guy back. This is the only way to really tell this story and push this narrative forward. Now, let's don't get it twisted. People did like Jonathan Majors' version of Kang. His trial was very divisive. You know what I'm saying? People kind of lean left and right on him as a person. If the man gets a chance to come back and conclude his role in a meaningful way, I can see him doing this. Yep, I can see them doing this because this movie means a lot. They have got to win. And in these next movies, I've always said, I can see Kang coming back. I've always said it. I remember when My Time to Shine Hello said Wesley Snipes' Blade is coming back. Wesley Snipes will be in that Deadpool movie. Everybody was like, My Time to Shine is lying. That's crazy. Wesley will never come back. He was so mean to Ryan Reynolds. It'll never happen. I was like, listen, y'all, there's a world where I can see Wesley Snipes' Blade showing up in Deadpool and Wolverine. And lo and behold, he showed up. So once again, if Kang or a variant of Kang can come back and finish in an honorable way, I do it. Now, me, I'm not coming back for 10 minutes so you can blow me and all my variants up in a Coliseum. I'm not gonna do it. That's just how I'm built. I can't do it. I got too much pride. Y'all not gonna sun me like that. Y'all not gonna let RDJ little boy me. I wouldn't do that. But if he does come back and it's only like 10 minutes, I ain't gonna be mad either, okay? I'm not gonna be mad because bills are due. They can't be living off Megan's salary forever. After a while, that house, it starts getting tight. So, you know what I'm saying? The man's gotta work. So if he decides to come back in any capacity, I will completely understand it. Hopefully, if he does come back, maybe it's in a role that actually means something that's kind of meaty. But otherwise, would y'all be cool if Jonathan Majors comes back as Kang? Leave your comments below. All right, last topic. Let's talk about the most recent casting news in Spider-Man Brand New Day. The good brother, Marvin Jones, has been cast as Tombstone, and I am happy, yo. I am happy for this casting. Man, when Marvin Jones was in Black Lightning, he was a wildcat, okay? He was a wild boy. And man, I hope they let him play the same character he played in Black Lightning. Of course, toned down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He was a little rough there, but this man is like perfect for Tombstone. Now, the homie told me this 2 years ago that they were looking at Tombstone as the main villain for Spider-Man. Sometimes I get stuff like this. I let it cook. I don't say too much. You know what I'm saying? He was like, listen, I'm hearing it's either going to be Tombstone or Scorpion as the main villain. Now, that was back in 2023. There's been a lot of changes with this Spider-Man movie. So my only concern is, don't waste people like Marvin Jones and Tremel Tillman in a freaking villain montage. Like, y'all are getting some actors who can really get busy. Don't waste this talent. Don't let it go to waste. Now, when Tremel Tillman was cast a couple weeks ago, we still don't know who he's playing, but everybody thought he was Tombstone. And I was like, why the heck would y'all think this man is Tombstone? Like, Tombstone is a freaking black albino man. If you're gonna cast for Tombstone, go find a black albino actor. Like, they out there. They out there. We can go get them. Why did everybody think Tremel Tillman was gonna be Tombstone? Not to mention, Marvin already plays Tombstone in the freaking Spider-Verse movie. So yeah, man, it was like almost like obvious you have to get him to play this role. And another thing, something else I'm gonna complain about. Y'all don't mess this man hair up, okay? Y'all need to get a black hairstylist on set for Tombstone's hair. Don't give him no weak Tyler Perry bootleg hid and play high top. Don't mess this man's hair up, okay? I'd rather y'all just leave him bald, okay? If y'all can't get the fade right, if y'all can't get the high top right, leave him bald. Y'all don't put no bad wig on this man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now, I'm also gonna show y'all a clip of when Screen Rant was talking to Marvin Jones in the past. Take a look at this. Let me show y'all this.
We love your work in Into the Spider-Verse. You voiced Tombstone back in the day.
Yeah, man.
Is that something you'd ever want to pursue in live action as well?
Yeah, I would. I mean, there's been some talks. I can't give away anything, but yeah, I would.
Live action talks.
Live action talks, yeah.
Ooh, like opposite Tom Holland?
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but there's been some things, you know that world over there, brother. You don't know, and you can't say nothing until you can. So it's something I would love to do. Marvel is a place that I've been blessed to work in both DC and Marvel universes, and Marvel has just been great to me. So yeah, anything they want me to do, I'll do.
You see how he answers that question like Damson answered his question about Black Panther? How Jonathan Majors just answered that question up above? When they get to talking like that, that's how you know people be in conversation with Marvel, all right? Always pay attention to what people be saying, how they say it, and their body language, all right? He messed up. He messed up in this interview because he was like, there's been some talks, and the interviewer, being as savvy as he is, he said, oh, live action? And Marvin said, yeah, live action. Then he said, oh, with Tom Holland? He was like, no, wait. You had already messed up, Marvin. You told us. But nah, man, I am so hyped for this casting. If you made it to the end of this video, thanks for hanging out with me. Are y'all excited that Wanda may be making a comeback into the MCU? Are you excited that Kang may be making a comeback into the MCU? And do you like this casting for Tombstone? Leave your comments below. Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.